Stream is live.
We
All
did it.
right. Yay. Thank you so much. We have Abraham Alexander here today, one of my favorite human
Mm.
beings, I must say. First of all, happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month. Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. The feeling is mutual as well. So
Oh,
yeah, yeah, seriously. I'm so and it'll be a year anniversary since we met coming up.
oh, it will. Oh my God,
It
there's
will.
so much to talk about.
There's so
Okay.
much.
Let's start with your backstory. How
Okay.
did you become how did you get to the place where I finally met you as now Oscar nominated?
Let's go.
Take us back in
Let's
time.
go. Wow, you know that's so. I feel like I've lived so many different lives and so many different stages. So, for those that don't know me, I was born in Athens, Greece. Lived there till I was 11. My parents from Nigeria migrated to Greece, and from Greece to the States. My family applied for a lottery visa. I'm not sure if you knew this. So they applied for a lottery visa. So 23, 22 million people apply every year, and about 50,000 get selected. And my family was one of those. And we went from Greece to Texas because, you know, they thought that a black child enjoying Greece and the weather and enjoying Greece, the weather, the food. They're like, nah, we're gonna take you to Texas. But to be honest, Texas was the first time that I truly felt that I could figure out who I was. There were so many questions in Greece. There was a lot of racism that was happening in Greece at the time, and I didn't know why I was feeling these things until I got to Texas, and it seemed like that glass ceiling of innocence sort of shattered,
Mm.
and I started to explore and played sports, made friends. Couldn't speak any English at all, but it was
Mm.
the love of the community that was around me that really allowed me to discover and figure out who I was. And I played soccer in high school, club, college. And while I was playing collegiate soccer, I tore my ACL. And a friend at the time gifted me a guitar. It's like, you moping around a little too much. And so learn how to play. But it was having that instrument in that moment, I was like, I can finally express myself. I think I figured out that missing link of saying what I truly felt. And I didn't know how or why or what, but just it just resonated with me so much and it made sense. And so every time that I would play, I would spend 8, 9, 10, 12, 16 hours a day playing. Like
Wow.
I was hooked and it meant so much to me. It's like someone gave me a pen for the first time. Like
Mm.
it was a light bulb, and I can't even stress the relationship that me and this instrument had. It was supernatural. And
Mm.
the more that I dove into the instrument, the more doors would open that would lead me into where I am now. Meeting someone, I again, my eyes was just constantly on anything musical, and this
Mm.
voice in me would like, you need to go there, you need to go talk to them, you need to ask questions, and yeah, and it just led me to where I am now. The curiosity in music, the cultivating the relationship with music, cultivating the relationship with myself through this
Mm.
instrument was beautiful. And so that's how it started.
Mm. Wow. I mean, I got to go back to the 16 hours
Oh, it
a
was
day
crazy. It was
of
crazy.
playing an instrument and how important that is.
You know, I don't know if anyone truly spends 6, 8, 10, 16 hours with themselves anymore,
That part.
and especially then I felt liberty to do so. I was injured. And so I generally had I was laid up, and I didn't have to sit up. I could just sit there and just play. And not that I knew anything about an instrument or knew how to play or knew which road that I needed to take. I was just curious about what made it sound the way that it did. If pressing my
Mm,
fingers, like why does it resonate this way? And what's so beautiful about an instrument is that it only outputs what you put in, right?
mm,
And everyone is different. Like we can all play the same chord, but it resonates a certain way differently because of our own fingertips and
mm-hmm,
how much pressure that we put in it. So it takes the likeness of our DNA. So the pain, the experience, the wonder, the discovery is what the instrument is able to output. And so if I'm hearing the instrument talk back to me the more I talk to it. And it, again, it was such a spiritual experience and not something that I can truly explain, but I spent time with myself and I
mm,
spent time with this instrument. And because of it, I was curious about everything musical. I was curious about people. I think it made me a better human being because I was just curious about other people now. I wanted to know their
mm,
story. I wanted to know what made them tick because this thing was making me go crazy. And it was the first time that I experienced it. I was like, does anyone else feel this insane about one thing? Does anyone
mm,
else feel liberated? Does anyone else feel special by being so obsessive with one thing? That was the inception of me being here, was that curiosity. Like have you ever like is that something that you can resonate with?
yeah, I mean, for sure. What I love too about what you're saying, like the curiosity
Hmm.
at times is becoming lost now in music, in art, because AI takes that away. AI just makes, here's a prompt. Well,
Yeah.
that kind of kills all the fun, good stuff that you have. I mean, when I look at you, I feel like your guitar is just an extension of you. It's like, another heart. It's like,
Yes.
it's just who you are.
I huh. They say that with AI everything is limitless, right? And this is thought right now, and I could be wrong. Ideas are limitless, but in that moment I was limited, right? That I couldn't move or I couldn't express myself on the field like I felt that I needed to. And I found validation with my abilities on the field, and that was my identity. But
Mm,
because I was limited in what I could physically do, that I wanted an instrument that could sort of fill that space. And I think that that journey is being lost, and we're losing the the self not self-preservation. That's not the word I'm looking for. Maybe you can help me. We're losing the um, self-development. We're
mhm,
losing the self-belief, the courage
mhm,
to
mhm,
persevere
mhm,
because we think like, oh, cool, I can just prompt this in this AI and it can solve all my world problems. I don't know how to
mhm,
communicate with another human being anymore because I can
mhm,
type a print here and say, so and so said this to me. So like
mhm,
give me a rebuttal back. But you lose the courage within yourself to solve that problem, right? Like
let's go.
but
Yes.
for like
Yes.
you don't know how to communicate anymore. And we say these as adults, oh, these children don't, but the hypocrisy in this is that you're doing it yourself. We don't have the ability to converse with one another. We can't look ourselves in the eye. We think that because we have this other tool called AI, that now everything is possible. But what we don't realize is that we're cutting our own legs from underneath us, right?
Mm,
And the ability to actually create something that will heal the things that we're suffering from.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Absolutely.
that's how I feel.
I mean, I agree with you. The second I met Abraham and I heard him sing live and play guitar, I was just like, wow, this man is special. He's touched, he's tapped in, and everything you're saying is super tapped. Wow. So tell us more about your story. Like, you I think getting to the Oscars is like the
Mm,
highest, like, whoa, you've done something, so few people can do. There's
yeah.
only, was it 5 nominees a year or something like that?
5 nominees a year in that musical category. And what's funny is I didn't even envision that for myself, right? It wasn't something that I thought was possible. But so I get approached and get sent this trailer, like this initial trailer about uh, a film Sing Sing, and the text was, "I dare you not to cry."
Mm,
I watched it and instantly I'm so moved because I care about prison reform. And the only reason why I care about prison reform is because I care about people. And for me, realizing that everyone I know in some way or the other is broken, trying to figure out life, trying to figure out um, how to make it, right? And the
mhm,
reason why is because I know that in some way or the other that I'm broken and I'm trying to figure out life and I'm not perfect.
mhm,
And there are external circumstances at times that keep us from the liberation that we're looking for. And so
mhm.
I wrote a song called Deja Vu that sort of talks about Khalif Broder, and we don't have to go there, but he was a gentleman that was wrongfully accused of a crime that he did not. And he ended up taking his own life.
Mm,
And so seeing the initial sort of um, mood board for Sing Sing, it was something that resonated with me. And so instantly I was like, yes, I will write the song. But there wasn't a promise of um, Oscars. There wasn't this was in my mind just an indie film. This is something none of that. And I
mhm.
only had a short window to write the song. And at the
How
time I
short?
was 48 hours
Okay, that's important information. So you had 48 hours to
to
write and record.
write and record. And so I'm in the studio at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, because I'm getting ready for this tour that I'm about to go on to support my debut album. And everything in me was telling me that I needed to. And what's crazy is sometimes the thing that will um, the thing that will propel us forward is at times the thing that we have the most resistance to,
Mm,
right? And so I didn't want to do it because I didn't think I could do it. I wanted to do it. I didn't think
mm.
that I could do it. But I told myself that this is important. I gave some of my word, and so I'm going to do it. Like everything in my bones was like, you have to. And there was this resistance with the timing. It was the resistance with, am I going to do it justice? Am I good enough to do this? Will they get what they need? Um, I digress. And so I did it 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning doing this. I'm sending files back and forth with my collaborator, Adrian Casada, and we're figuring it out. And we did it. We submitted it. And he's up there like uh, uh, putting it together in the last minute. And they say, this is perfect. This is so on
Wow.
point with the meaning of it. And I forgot about it. And
Mm,
then I forget about it, right? And I'm doing the tour and figuring life out and having right the ebbs and flows of the highs and lows of music and the journey and touring and this album. And I get a text from the director and he's saying, hey, we just premiered it at Toronto, and it got a standing ovation. And now we're at a
Wow.
bit, and now we're at a bidding war, right? And so
Woo!
it's because it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then it becomes real and tangible and more belief, right? But and then the goal was, it would be incredible if we just get shortlisted, and then and then we're right, like and and then it would be incredible if we're nominated, and it's the first nomination for anything of my musical career, and I'm so happy that it was this song along with this film, because it told me that I don't have to search for something that I don't believe in order
Mm,
to be recognized, right? By for whatever. Like this
right.
film, if you haven't seen it, please go. It is Sing Sing.
Yes.
Coleman Domingo is the lead actor. And so it's, I can do things that I believe in. I can do things
Mm-hmm.
that have substance, that
Mm-hmm.
has meaning, and will make a change in society in order for me to reap the rewards. I have to
Mm,
go after something with no substance. And if it was another film, or if it was the music and I had to sort of circumvent a process, or sell myself short or sell my soul to do it, I wouldn't be who I am. And so I'm so grateful. But going to the Oscars,
woo!
um,
Let me know. What's it like? What's it like? I'm a fan. I want to know.
yeah, it is magical, because
Wow.
in and I'm sure, come on, you got those plaques behind you, and so you
I
know
ain't never been to the Oscars.
you got a couple Grammys on your belt,
I've
though.
never been to the Oscars, so this
you
is so cool.
you see A-listers who have high caliber talent, high caliber input and output, and in this moment you are synonymous with all of them.
Wow.
So it proved to me there is no difference between their creativity
Mm,
versus my own.
mm,
Like, it's just timing and alignment. And it doesn't matter how long it takes for me to receive what is for me. I know
mm.
that I will receive what is for me. And the comparison game needs to be out the door. I'm just, hey, look, out the door. I'm just as creative. Look at my go, just go Abraham Alexander GQ Oscars, and you'll see my outfit that I was wearing. But that was
Look it
my
up, guys.
look
Outfits.
at like my brainchild of what I wanted to wear, and I reached out to my friends to help me put that together. I didn't have to go and ask some creative agency, right, or someone that wasn't. This was my own community that I've invested in, and they've invested in me, and we did this together. And so it was proof to me that I have the resources that I need. I have the
Mm-hmm.
people around me that I need, and I don't have to go searching for it. I am just as talented as everyone who's in this room. And I need to believe in myself and believe that my timing and where I'm at is in alignment. And
Was this
that's
it?
what I took out. That is it. That is it.
Look at the look, guys.
Look
Look
at
at the
your
look.
boy.
Look at this. I
Look,
mean, this is like, can we get a little bit into what's happening? This is good.
I mean, look,
What are you
I
wearing?
uh, Dolce and Gabbana. Dolce and
Okay.
Gabbana is what,
Yes.
but that is my friend sitting there like, hey, I'm going to, like, we're going to put this together, right? What is your vision? What do you want?
Mm,
And it was so beautiful to see that we have what we need, and we can create together with the people that we do life with. Like, all of it was just a reminder for me, and will forever be a talisman for me to look back on and say, thank you, God.
mm,
Thank you to my people.
mm-hmm,
And we will have milestones that we celebrate like this, and the people that I work with and highlight are the people that I'm doing life with always.
mm.
Yeah.
Whoever's tuning in, you guys are here for a treat because Abraham came to preach today and he is dropping gems and jewels on us. And this is a gift. This is the way you want to start off the week. Now, I want to go back to
Mm.
writing a song in 48 hours. So, sometimes I like to say, oh, yeah, I wrote that song in 45 minutes. I wrote a song in whatever, one day, whatever. But how long did it really take you to write the song? Because it's all the writing you did up until that point in your life that gives you the
Mm.
ability to write
Mm.
that song in 48 hours. So how long did it really take you to write that song, which is really going back to when did you start writing and all the work you've put into becoming a songwriter?
I think that I've always been a writer. It was just a skill that I didn't develop or know how to, right? And so from a young thing growing up in Greece, I was very alone as a child. I didn't have a lot of friends because of the color of my skin, and the racism that was going on. And so I would talk to myself.
Mm.
But the culture is very philosophical, right? Like you think about Greece and you
Mm.
think about the the history of Greece and the poets, and the way that they would tell parables in order to make a moment uh make sense, right? You talk about, oh, they're the Parthenon and the Acropolis and the gods and this and that story, like they're parables to make sense of why the sky is the way that it is. It is a parable to tell you why the water is why it is, or relationships. And so I would always say, why is it that I'm being treated this way? And then talk
Mm.
to myself to make sense of it. And I think children have this unique way of doing that as well. But to me, it was amplified. When I held the instrument, I believe that was the last piece of the puzzle for me.
Wow.
And so
Wow.
this was in 2013, 2014 that I held the guitar, and it was as if someone gave me a pen for the first time. So it had been 10 years,
Wow.
again, from picking it up to getting a recognition like that or writing something of that significance, and you're right. And for me,
Mm.
it was, how can I explain the emotion that I am feeling from seeing these images? Same thing of, how can I explain the emotion that I'm feeling as a child? How can I explain the emotions that I'm feeling of losing something that made me think that I was Abraham, right? Of being able to play on the field and express myself and do these tricks. To me, it was culture. To me, it was community, and I had lost that. If
Mm.
if if you watch any game and you were an athlete at any point, it's hard to watch without not wanting to go play, right? Without
Mm.
wanting to go out there. And I had lost that. And so how can I express that feeling? And yeah, so I would say it took me 10 years to where I'm able to write a song in 48 hours. And sometimes it takes 6 years to write a song, right? Or
100%.
but I'm able to tap in to this emotion or that feeling and say, I know precisely what this emotion is, and I know how to express it. And I'm going to sit down for 48 hours, because I would sit down at an instrument for 6, 10, 16 hours, right? And
Mhm.
just play. And I was able to do that here. But I don't think that you can do it with authenticity and with intention. You might have AI press it, but then if you play it live, if you listen to it, is there going to be that thread that is connected throughout the whole thing? And I don't feel like it's possible, because
No.
someone is going to be an outlier, and it might be even
Mm.
you, and
Mm.
say, I feel like an imposter,
Ooh, an
right?
imposter. Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
I
Yes.
feel like an imposter being here because I didn't put in what I'm getting out. right? I have no belief. If I play this song, there's no emotion behind it. But I've been dealing with emotion my whole life without knowing the emotion or how to say it or how to express it or how to make sense of it. But I've taken the time to understand how to process it. And now I can do it for others. And so, yeah, I would say it took me 10 years to learn, and I'm still learning. I'm still trying to grow on how to be efficient with communicating, not just through music, but with other people. Right. And
Wow.
yeah.
You're such a deep person. And I did an exercise the other day at a school I was mentoring in. When basically our assignment was to make something AI could never make.
Mm,
And it was very challenging because I found a lot of the students were thinking in such close boxes that their brains had already stopped thinking in a more creative way of like, I was like, look, sample this, like do anything. Like, I don't care. It doesn't need to be a hit. Just make something AI can't make. And the other takeaway I had was,
mm,
besides kind of it's a word that you use, which is curiosity, right? I felt like there
yeah.
was a lack of like, just be curious about what things could be that you haven't tried. I feel like that's missing a little bit right now from a lot of people. Um, but
Mm.
also introspective songwriting is something that's hit me lately of I'm noticing a lot of new writers aren't writing from that view anymore, and you have a lot of that. Um, why do you think like that's kind of missing right now from some people?
Can you be creative and not be curious? Can
I don't know
you?
how.
I think that's the missing link. For me, either. Am I okay? I don't know how either. I think they both work in collectively, right? In tandem of I I want to see this with this, but it doesn't exist, but I want to see it, right? There's like, oh, everything's already under the sun. No, like your story has never been said before. Your story is so intrinsically unique to you that
Mm,
you need to use that to be like to bring something new into the world, right? You've got all a but AI is only a reflection of the information that it collected from us.
hmm What I'm
And
seeing is a lot of people dumbing down that story to be something that has more appeal and then losing the thing.
the thing, oh, how can we? Oh, we need to make it 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Oh, you need to get this hook, and that hook there. Great, do it. And then everyone else will sound the same. What is your story? I want to hear your perspective, your narrative, your life, your world. I want to sit there and say, I want to know who played on this. If I'm looking at a
Mm,
record, I want to know who's the guitar player, who is the piano player, where are they from, and why is it that they play the way that they do and make this song sounds the way that it does? Who are the writers? Where do they come from? Why does it sound so cohesive and so wholesome? It's because everyone who's collectively coming together, bringing in every single piece of information that makes them who they are, and they're giving something and they're creating something as a collective that is now beautiful and nuanced, and I'm enriched for it. And so we're losing the creative collaboration. We're losing the nuance of, okay, we have this producer with that songwriter, with that artist thinking and talking about their life and are being curious and creative and uh experimenting with different sounds. Like we have MJ and Quincy, and look at the things that they did in order to like bring us these beautiful pieces of art, right? But that
Mhm.
wouldn't have been the case if I digress. I can go for ever and ever.
And I could
So,
listen forever.
yeah.
So good.
So sometimes I got to be like, I'm going too ham, but yeah, I it's sad because we're ingesting something that clearly says it's artificial. When
Yeah.
has that ever been good for anyone?
When?
When
Ever. I
ever
mean,
in
you eat enough artificial foods, your body pays for it.
artificial love? How is that going to
Mhm.
nourish our soul? Artificial art, artificial
Mhm.
relationships, you know, like
Mhm.
when has that ever been good for our life, our soul? I think use it or be left, then leave me behind. Yo, yo, leave me behind. Let me go. Like, cool. I don't want to be part of your party. I don't want to be
Yeah.
part of that. I don't want to lose my soul and gain the whole world. You go do that. But I
Mm.
know that there are other people who believe the same way that I am, but don't let the fear that they're trying to give you and eat the
Mm.
apple. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, don't this is the sorry if I mispronounce something. This is just like Greek trying to
No.
come out, Yoruba trying, like I don't fear, right? Whatever, again, we talked about wherever you are in your journey of learning. For me, I think my belief is such a stronghold and foundation for me. And so when I think of fear, I think of lack, and I look at the Garden of Eden and the serpent talking to the women of, did God say, if you don't eat out of this apple, then you won't be like the rest of them. You won't be like God if you don't eat this apple. If you don't use AI, you will be left behind, right?
Mm.
You're just being fed this lie, and you're going to be robbed of the Garden of Eden.
Ooh.
Like, you're going to be robbed of the most like of your home, of your community, if you
Mm.
succumb to these lies that they're trying to feed you, right?
Mm.
Get with the program or be left behind. If you don't use it, you're not going to be as successful. What does success look like? Is it monetary, or is it health? Is it community? Is it the belief that I can write a beautiful song and I don't need something artificial to help me do that? Is it
Mhm.
that I can develop a skill within myself and I don't need something artificial in order to make me do that?
Mm.
Is it that I can
Mhm.
paint, right? I believe that we've been given every single tool within nature of what beauty looks like, right? Of art, of music. We hear birds sing, right? How can you
Mhm.
fabricate that?
100%. And also, it's happened in the fashion industry with fast fashion. Why do we
Mm.
need fast music? Why do things need to be made so quickly? What's the rush? What else do we got to do?
Cool. Go eat microwave and
Yeah.
see what happens to your health, right? See
Yeah.
what happens at the table. They sold us a lie of this microwave will make everything faster, but then look at the way home life is, and like who's sitting
Mhm.
at the table anymore. Look at our
Mhm.
health, because they told us making, you know, fake beef, making fake cheese, making this,
Mhm.
selling us a lie on what a healthy triangle is. Hey,
Mm.
like this is good for you. Look what that has gotten us as a society. Yeah, again, we're just
Yes.
being fed the same thing that they've told us since the inception of time, right? I think there are different layers of divide and conquer, which has been the narrative since the existence of humanity. Um, Fear, lack, which now makes everyone say, cool, as long as I'm good, It doesn't
Mm,
matter about what the rest of the people look like. If I sell out to AI and I make sure that I'm good, one of my favorite producers of all time, if I do this, and if cool, then it doesn't matter that I'm not using people, right? if
mm,
if if I'm fair with my business and what I'm making and how much I'm able to generate, then like I don't care about you or care that you're in lack or that you're an important part of the puzzle and I'm cutting you
mm,
out, right?
mm,
If we feed into that lie, then the same thing is going to happen with the food that we're ingesting. The same thing is
mm,
going to happen with the homes that we're living in. So,
mm.
yeah, again, I can go on and on. I feel like I'm going in circles.
No, you're saying a lot of really incredible things. I think this is really, really special. I would like to talk a little bit more about you said something earlier, and we spoke a little bit before this event about dreaming and the
Mm,
power of dreaming.
yeah,
And how do you how do you maintain the power to dream as big as you do?
I think the second person that believes in a dream is more important than the dreamer. One thing.
Wow.
And so, getting people to remind you who you are when you forget is important.
Wow.
Um, and when you have a dream, you have this hope. But when someone comes in and partners with you, now it becomes destiny, becomes purpose.
Mm,
And so I generally, again, like it takes a village. I so believe in that,
mm,
to birth a child, to raise a child. And that child could be the dream. That child can be a business. That
mm,
child can
mm-hmm,
whatever. Like it the child doesn't have to be physical. I think there's a spiritualness to that proverb.
mm-hmm,
Um, and so when I forget my dream and I feel like it's not possible, someone reminds me like, yo, you've been here before and you've come to the other side, right?
mm,
I think writing things down, saying them out loud, I don't believe in,
mm-hmm.
oh, I'm not going to say this because what if it doesn't come true? It won't come true if you don't say it out loud.
I agree with you. The more I talk about ideas, the better they become because I'm actualizing them and I'm also fleshing them out and I'm like, "Oh," and then I'm getting feedback and it's like now it's growing into something. But if I keep it all in my head,
Yeah.
it just kind of stays in my head. It doesn't really become anything.
When I talk to other people and share it, even if they don't, again, if they don't believe, then they're not the people that you're supposed to create. But it might be your mom. And she's like, no,
Mhm.
I don't. Maybe your mom's gonna poke holes, which is great because sometimes you need holes for them to breathe. Ooh, that's off the, you know what I'm saying? Poke holes and like,
Bars.
yeah, like let it breathe and be like, okay, maybe I need to rethink what this is, right? But that doesn't mean that what you're dreaming about is not possible. It
Mm,
just means you need to reframe how it looks like, right? But the more that I talk to them, the more the edges get smoothed out, the more that this jagged thing becomes a pearl, and I'm able to rationalize this thing that is sort of external, and now it becomes a realization of like, oh yeah, this is feasible and I need this tool and I need that tool to see it come together. But if you just keep it in here and you're like, cool, I'm going to wrestle with it alone
mm.
and within me inside, then do you really believe that it's possible? Right? Do you because I tell my friends when food is good, hey,
Absolutely.
you need to go try this spot because it is amazing, whoever it
You need
is.
to. Yes.
I'm going to tell people this dream that I have is amazing because I believe it is, and I'm going to see it come to fruition. And so I see dreams that same way of I believe in it, but I want others and whoever it is, God's going to show me who my people are and my community, and they're going to help me flush whatever it is that I want to accomplish. but please speak it out loud. Please write it down, because saying it out is the first way to get something from the spiritual into the physical.
Mm,
And, so yeah, say it, write it, and it's layers to seeing it come to life. If you have a
wow.
house,
I
yeah,
love that.
if you have a house you want to build, you need an architect to help shape it up, right? If he's like, hey, I want a house, I want to build a house,
Yes.
and you keep it inside, I'm sorry, partner, you ain't getting no house.
You ain't getting a
you,
house. You're
you ain't getting a
right.
house. You're not getting a house. So build build a house, share it, tell people, and let others um, see that it's possible and allow them to dream as well.
I love that so much. I mean, you're just everyone's lucky who gets to listen to you today. I mean, including myself, because I'm learning a lot from you. You're so amazing. Like,
Oh
wow.
man.
So Abraham and I met through the Art of Elysium. Shout out to Jennifer Howell, who was absolutely convinced that we had to meet. She was like, "You
Yes.
guys are just gonna hit it off. You have to meet." And I'm like, "Whatever." And then we meet, and I'm like, "Oh my god, he's amazing." Um, and I just wanted everyone to know you.
Hmm.
Like instantly, I'm like, this is one of the coolest people I've ever met in my life. And I just feel like everyone should know who you are and we should celebrate you. And I'm so happy we get to do that this year because I'm going to be telling everyone to rewatch this and posting clips as soon as I can. Um, I want to know a little bit more about like what's your writing process? Because I saw
Hmm.
you post something the other day of like, I forgot what it was, but you were like, you had to like take a pause and like reflect and tell us a little bit more about like your process of creating your music. And I think as a songwriter myself, I think it's always harder for an
Hmm.
artist to write because you have to be so authentic and so in alignment with where you are right now in your life as opposed to writing a song, right?
Yeah.
Like this has to be like the song that makes sense that you can really sell and deliver and feel like this is me because you're putting everything in there. So like tell us about that a bit.
For me, and what you were referring to was, I just released my debut album called Seasons, and I'm so grateful for that record and what it did, and the doors that it opened up, and the way it allocated a way for me to make a living. And so now, writing this sophomore record, I was being forced to, like, all right, you have to, like, the second one's going to be the hardest. It's the make or break. Those
Mm,
words that I was getting from people who said that they believe in me, and who
mm,
said that they want to see me succeed. And I just realized that the creative block that I was having was for me not living enough life, right?
wow.
And not experiencing things. If I don't have anything to share, I'm not going to share it. And if I share something that I don't have, it's artificial.
Boom.
It's in void. And so I knew it within myself. And again, I was feeling like an imposter. I was feeling like, this isn't, was it luck the first time? Like,
Mm,
what is that? And so I took a trip to Greece for the first time in 20 years since
wow.
we had left. And my brother was there, my dad was there. Um, the entire family went, and we went to the school that I used to attend. We went to the house we used to live in. And my dad is now the same age that I am when he was raising us. And so
Mm,
there's this amount of understanding and awareness and compassion that now I feel so, and like it's so I felt so charged in a way of like, this is it. Like, this is what I'm supposed to talk about. This is
mm,
what I want to share and make people um, resonate with whatever it is that they're going through. Right. So it was me going in, experiencing life, experiencing something tangible that I felt that people would benefit from, that made me want to write again, right? And so
Right.
that's how I operate. But it was from living life and understanding the emotions that I'm feeling. And
Mm,
again, there are moments and seasons in my life to where writing is a 9 to 5 because it's a skill. And I
mhm,
sit there and I write whatever it is. I'm going to talk about a window. I'm going to talk about a chair. I'm going to talk about someone
mhm,
smiling. Like I actually do that 9 to 5. But there are moments to where I want to feel something, right?
mm.
I want to feel, because if I feel something, someone else is going to feel something as well.
Yes. Yes.
And so I think that is so important. And again, develop your skill, because doing the 9 to 5 is what's going to help you explain the emotions that you're feeling in a way that people can understand, right? If you just wait around for inspiration, then you might get it, but how can you effortlessly explain that inspiration that you're feeling to others? I might feel in my head that, oh man, I have this riff, I have something with this instrument, but if you don't practice, then how can you actually freely express that? And so I think they're one and the same. And it is the 9 to 5, it is the discipline of being an artist, it is the discipline, and that's our artistry. Artistry is a
Mhm,
discipline. And if you don't put that time in to discipline yourself to whatever it is that you want, then the ability to share that becomes limited. And
mm.
for me,
You're absolutely right. I can definitely identify with that too. As I've done some sessions that it's so weird. Like you've written a song, but I felt so like creatively built up. Like I didn't get to write anything, even though we
mm,
wrote and recorded a song. But I felt like I didn't get to express anything. The emotion wasn't the emotions and all the things that make me write my best songs were still no one touched them, right? So I we technically wrote a song,
you did.
but my spirit didn't write a song.
Mm,
So I'll leave that session and go home and write a song because I'm like, that was cool, but I need to actually like write today, and that wasn't me writing how I write, how I want to write. So I completely, and it's such a weird thing feeling, right? Because I'm like, I should feel like I did it, but there's a certain feeling you have when you tap into that other thing and you do express yourself in that way that's like kind of otherworldly. And
yeah.
sometimes I just don't get it in certain rooms, and I got to go and do it somewhere else. So I completely get that. I don't. We don't have too much time, so I do want to touch briefly on this topic, which I found really interesting. Is so anyone who's just tuning in, this is Abraham Alexander, Oscar nominated for Sing Sing, incredible artist, incredible human. We're here celebrating Black History Month and just
Amen.
celebrating music and excellence. So Abraham lives in Texas,
That's
and
right.
I get so many people hitting me up, how do I break into the music industry? And I will tell you, my typical go-to is, well, you need to live where the music is. But I feel like I watch you all the time on your stories and everything, and it just seems like the music comes to you,
Mm.
wherever you are. So you can definitely shed some light on to some of us. Like, how do you manage to do this living in Texas, not in LA, not in New York?
Yeah, I think for me, home is where you're amplified the most.
Mm,
And I feel so grateful that I grew up here. I went to high school, college in this area. And beyond that, I cultivated a community and a friendship with people. And, even the Oscar nomination, like the city threw a party for me, right?
I saw that.
The
Yes.
city celebrated me. Is that happening if you're in New York? Is New York City celebrating someone? No. Is LA celebrating someone? Because it's not, someone else has done it before, right? Which fine if you're okay with that, right?
Mhm.
Everyone has birthdays, but you only celebrate the birthday of people that you love and care about.
Mm-hmm.
And birthdays are important to be celebrated. And I think that it's important for artists of all kinds to go where their birthday is celebrated and go where their
Mm.
art is celebrated. And if it's not the city, maybe the people around you don't know that you like your birthday celebrated, right? And or it's not your place. It's not home for you. Maybe you should
Mm.
reconsider moving. It's not, it's you are you are the X factor, right? If you're
Mm.
watching this, you are not the location, right? Not the look, like you are it. And so you're going to attract who you are, what you are. And so if you need to go back home and cultivate a community and make sure that you're able to tap into what's happening within the city, or you start it yourself, to where New York City is jaded or doesn't celebrate something small like that, then
Mm.
like go somewhere to where cities like, yo, we have someone who achieved something incredible. Go to Dave Chappelle's, like, bought up all of Ohio, right? And people say like like go go somewhere like that. I have, like, my phone might die. Go somewhere like that. It's so important. I'm moving and I apologize, but my phone's gonna die and I need to move somewhere.
No,
Go
you can
go
stay on the
go
move.
yeah, go somewhere like that. I think it's so important for artists to see how important it is for them and their achievements to be celebrated.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's such a good perspective, and one that I'm gonna tap more into when people ask me this question, and I'm gonna use you as an example. What's next for Abraham? What's next? What do we look? What should we look forward to? Where are you playing? What's next musically? Like, what's next? What do you, just tell us? Like, what should we? What's happening in your world?
My sophomore album, which is, yeah. I'm so excited. I generally feel that I have put in the effort, I've put in the work to freely express myself in the most authentic way, and this music will express that. And I wasn't reaching for something that I'm not. And I think that's so important because I can talk about this music. I can talk about this album. I can talk about the people who were part of making this album, aka Miss Autumn. Um,
Let me find
and
out what the album.
yeah, and share the story, right? A lot of it was birthed from me going to Greece, and that was
Mm.
in November of 24. And we met in 20, like a few months after that. And it's part of it, right? We
Wow.
talked about the story, and um, with everything else being so fake that we're seeing, like I am so excited to put something out into the world that speaks about um, family, that speaks about immigration, that speaks about
Mm.
resilience, that speaks about a father trying to raise children, or loss, broken people, and
Oof.
yeah. And so it's amazing, and I think that the world that we live in right now, I need to share this message, right? I
Mm.
generally feel like it is my time to share this message and for the world to take this in, or the world, whoever, the people that I feel that I have been sent to create community, to create art, or to make sense of whatever it is that they're going through. Like, I'm here, and I understand the nuances. I'm still learning, but I understand the nuances of. I would say this too. There is a thing that happened at the Grammys where Shabuzi, who I absolutely love and adore, and I think he's extremely talented, and he shared about his family, or from Nigeria, coming here, and um, I think the excitement of winning a Grammy, sometimes it's so hard to understand, but him talking about his immigration and his family and coming here, and um, the a shared experience is not the same as the same experience, right?
Mm,
It's not equivalent to the same experience. And I think that's so important to share from an immigration standpoint. And it's
mm,
Black History Month, right? And I get to share from that, but it was off the backs of Black Americans who've done a lot
mm,
of work here and have created a space for me to benefit from. And I
mm,
want to give back. I want to be part of the individual that says that there's brilliance in our community, that there's brilliance in what we do, and there's art in what we do, and it's so important to celebrate. And so it's all part of that. But share from a space of knowing and from the space of doing homework. And I think it's very important for me to share in this season, and the fact that I created it, went through what I did, and I'm releasing it now. I don't think it's coincidence, but I think it's alignment. So, yeah, I'm excited
do,
for album number 2.
we are excited too. Do we have a release window or date or?
So spring, there's gonna be some new, and
Okay,
then yeah, some new, and then summer, fall is
great.
what we're thinking about the album. So yeah.
And when's your next live show?
So I am doing, I I'm going on a cruise, and it's a festival. It's
Wow.
like it's a festival that's happening in a few weeks, and it's literally one of my worst fears is going on any boat cruise situation.
No.
And then I saw the lineup of this festival, and it's literally all my friends and people who
Who's the
are.
lineup?
You've got, hold on. Victoria Canal is on this.
Oh, wow.
Jason Isbell is on this joint. It's like, and I don't want to mistake anyone, but it's truly a festival on a boat. And I'm like, okay, yes, like
What's it called?
Kayama Cruise, and then there's Moon River Festival. You should check it out. You should check
Are
it
there
out.
tickets still available? Can we book seats or?
There might be some. It might be gone. It might be
Okay,
gone. But
okay,
yes. But
okay.
I'm also announcing a tour that's coming out, and of course I'm going to be in LA, and others. But I'm so excited to it's been a while to where I've done a tour, and I've done a bunch of like one-offs or a few days. But I'm excited to take a whole new body of work and tour and make a room full of strangers family.
Wow.
Yeah, that's something that I truly care about. So uh, be on the lookout.
I'm about to put you on the spot,
Come
but
on.
can we have 2 tickets for your LA show to raffle off for the SONA
Oh,
Foundation?
done. Absolutely. Easy. Easy. Yeah,
Yay!
easy.
2
Easy.
tickets are coming.
So I'm gonna do this. I'm planning on doing a listening party for the album. And
Whoa.
we're talking about LA, Nashville, New York, Texas, and we should give some of that out as well, because I think that's going
Amazing.
to be important. So yes, done.
That's going to be a treat. Okay, so some very lucky people are about to. We'll let you know how to enter, but we're going to figure this out. It's going to be really really special. I'm definitely coming because I cannot
Done.
wait for this. I cannot wait, Abraham. This has been so amazing. Like I can't thank Jennifer enough for introducing us. Honestly, I am so just mesmerized by you, and you have so much knowledge. You're so beyond your years. I mean, I don't know how you. I love to surround myself with people smarter than me, and I consider you one of those people. I just like to learn from my friends, and wow, I'm just blown away by this. Thank you for everyone tuning in the future, tuning in now, for everyone sharing these posts coming up, and thank you for being a member of SONA. Thank you for support with the SONA Foundation. Thank you for supporting songwriters. Thank you for supporting music, for supporting artists, supporting live music. Thank you for supporting humans, humans, and advocacy. I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to start my week off with this. This felt like a prayer, And this really filled my spirit and it gave me a lot of hope and joy. And I've been smiling this entire time. So thank you. We love you so much.